Every Thursday night, 9 p.m., Iconic Cafe hits the digital radio airwaves with the best in home interviews and cooking. Be sure to check out Iconic Cafe Mishawaka Facebook page for upcoming and archive shows. Now that's iconic.
Come back to Mishawaka for some home cooking, whether you're out late at night or up early in the morning. Featuring Dog and Suds root beer, iconic cupcakes, homemade biscuits and gravy. The Iconic Cafe, 215 North Main Street, Mishawaka.
Sitting on a bar stool on the south side of Broadway, pouring out his heart and playing for your change, strumming his guitar in a town of broken dreams, on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. Free meal with a Jack and Coke in a bar that's filled with drunks and smoke are the only things in life he's guaranteed. That's why he smiles and winks at the pretty girls. He's working hard for his money on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. Staring in the mirror at a woman where a little girl used to be. She ain't getting any younger now. She's on the wrong side of 30 on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. All her friends have settled down now in a house up on a hill. With a couple of kids, they're starting a family. She goes home to her pen and pad. It's the life she chose to lead on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. There's 100 more just like them, trying to make a name, stringing chords and words to tell their story. At the listening room at the Bluebird, 3rd and Lindsley, on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. Cup of coffee on the table, I've got my Martin next to me. I'm trying to write the song I was meant to sing. I'm just a boy from Indiana, down here chasing my dream on a Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm just a country boy with a guitar down here chasing my dream on a Thursday night down in Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, we're back on. This is Bruce with Iconic Radio. We got some great guests tonight. Of course, Mr. Thomas Russell and Mr. Mark Bennett is here with us. But first, I want to ask Thomas a little bit about Zach DuBois.
Yeah, Zach is my cousin, and he's a songwriter / musician, and he has released 3 different CDs, and he's down in Nashville right now. But really proud of Zach. In fact, he was one of my inspirations for this book I wrote, and I put him in the acknowledgement because he is such an inspiration to me because he continues to follow his dream, just like myself.
Well, and that brings me into, going over our last radio show. And to me, that was one of the most important things you talked about, Tom, was, not letting life get in the way of your dreams. And I think that hits with a lot of people. Mark, I'm sure you got some stories with that too. But if everyone could just, follow their dream, have faith and to be able to do it, and the confidence to make it happen, it'd be all worthwhile for them.
Well, a lot has happened in the past month since I was last on, and that's large part of it is because of the things I've done to move forward, and following my dream is huge for me because it just propels me to do things I normally wouldn't have done.
Well, and that's why I wanted you back on so soon too, is because I'm just admired by your marketing skills. You're really putting your passion and your desire into that. And to me, I think that is most important, as with writing your book, is the marketing side of it. So that's why I'd like to talk a little bit about, too, with you on it. But first, I want to thank Iconic Cafe, being our sponsor. Mr. Adam Nelson, always for great help putting everything together. So, all right, Tom, why don't we start out with some marketing? What did you decide when you wrote the book? What was going to be your marketing strategy?
Well, what I decided not to do was let it sit on a shelf and collect dust. I think sometimes writers, they might end up doing that once they write the book and they decide, that's great, I published a book, and that's it. I give it to my family and friends. But I never intended to do that, so I just took on the mode of thinking like I do with every single job I've ever had. I take ownership of whatever I do, whether it's running a restaurant or any job I have ever carried. I take ownership that it's mine. So in respect to the book, I treat it like a job, only to the extent that I know that if I put the work in, I'm going to reap the rewards. And that it's just the way I've always been like that, and so I keep pursuing it all the time, and I look at all opportunities every single day, just trying different things.
Well, and we talk too. There's also the times of fear factor and everything, but you get past that. How do you get past that? The times where should I go meet this person or should I make this call? Because that happens to all of us. There's a point where, maybe this isn't going to work, or it is. But every time I've talked to you, I talk to you about every day. You're getting past that. So what's the secret of that?
I open my mouth. That's it. I open my mouth, and I never worry about the repercussions. I never worry about whether I'm going to get a no. And here's the thing about no's. The more no's I get, it just means that I'm moving forward. I'm doing something, because and that's okay. I don't mind getting the no's. Every writer, every actor, they always get no's. They get rejected, but that's okay.
Right, but you put it in a different perspective. No's are good for me because I'm moving ahead. And that's fantastic, yeah. And that's what anyone should really use no's for, yeah. In that sense. Well, hey, we're going to move on to Mark Bennett here a little bit. Mark, I just met you, but it's always a pleasure. And, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got the book and what you thought about it?
Well, I've known Tom. We grew up together. We lived in the same neighborhood, went to school together, rode this bus together. In fact, Tom wrote this book about bullying, and I thought that was unique because Tom used to beat me up every recess.
Yeah.
Is that in the book? Is that a chapter I missed?
No. He's kind of embellishing the story, I think.
No, I'm just kidding. Tom was always a super nice guy growing up. what I related with this book is when I bought it basically because I knew Tom wrote this book and just to support Tom. But when I read the book, I was just so impressed. I mean, I thought it was going to be a book about some kid getting his butt kicked every day at school and going home to a dysfunctional family and getting beat by his dad or whatever. But there's so much positive in this, and basically Charlie, the character, just gets so much self-esteem. Just through the lessons throughout this book it teaches, and I kind of relate to that a little bit. When I was growing up, I was a shy kid, very insecure, and it wasn't until my high school years till I really came out of my shell, and I was comfortable with myself and who I was. And basically, kind of a goal in my life, I'm a Christian, and I do a lot of ministry work overseas even, and I just want children to know that they matter. And I sponsor a couple little children overseas and whatnot, and that's my whole goal, is that, let kids know that they really matter.
Oh, that's fantastic, because I'm like you. In fact, before the show, we were talking, and I asked you what you thought of the book, and I got the same perspective as you out of it. Here's another bully book, but that's not the issue at all. It's about yourself, your self-worth, and, Tom wrote about guidelines of how doing that. Which I think is fantastic. That's the kind of books we need. I think more empowerment inside, than trying to, face the outside with it and stuff. So that was very good with it. Okay, Tom, we're on Facebook, and why don't you explain how people can get on and ask you questions?
Well, I'm not a techie, but all I can tell you is to look up my name, Tom Russell. I have a picture of my book, Finding Your True North. And so if you have any questions, you can either private message me or just put a message on, post it to me, and then we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we're just starting this, so hopefully if someone will message on, like I said, we'll get to it. Tom can read the message, and he'll answer the question for you. So that'll be great. Mark, did you read the book all the way through at once, or was it something you put down a little bit, brought back up? Or?
It was an easy read, and I do like to read a lot, and I have several books that I do read. And it probably took me a week to read it. I'd read a couple chapters every night, just kind of laying in bed right before I went to bed.
Right.
But it was a very easy read, and it kept my attention, and I look forward to going back to reading more.
And I agree with you. It was a very easy read. In fact, I was in the story. I felt like I was there with them.
Right.
And I mean, that's fantastic when you can be able to do that as a writer, bring the audience in with the book and stuff. And I was so impressed with it in that sense. So, Tom, how'd you figure that out? How'd you do that?
Pure luck. No, I mean, that's the whole goal. Some people read fast and some people don't read fast. As long as they read the book, that's fine with me. And the whole thing is when you read a book, if you let it sit there for however long, you're going to forget what it is. But when you finish the whole thing, you get the whole flavor of the book. Right.
And in fact, I read it, put it down, and then I just read it this week again, and I found out more stuff in it. It's like a great movie. I mean, you see it once, you get stuff, you see it again, then more stuff comes out. And I mean, is there layered stuff in it you were trying to do? I mean, just getting ideas or perspectives?
Oh, I don't know if it was layered, but it's hard to explain when you write a book. Like I talked at last month, I had an outline, and I wanted to try to follow the outline, and it's just the way things worked out. We went from point A to point B to point C, and then it just, like I said, God put the words in my head, so it's just the way it worked out.
All right. Well, hey, we got a couple more Zach DuBois songs. Take Me Back, and then Fall Come Around Again. This is Iconic Radio.
Found a box of pictures and letters on the shelf. Ain't been opened in a while. There were smiles and there were kisses. You perfume on the pages. Funny how they didn't fade with time. Pieces of my past take me back. Take me back to staying out way too late, drinking on your porch, stealing kisses and sipping wine. Take me back to a truck bed in mid-July, where we lost more than sleep. The best summer of my life. Oh, take me back to those nights. The summer turned to autumn, just like it always does. The winds of change began to blow. Left you on your doorstep crying as I drove off to college, wishing that I didn't have to go. Can't change the past, but take me back. Take me back to staying out way too late, drinking on your porch, stealing kisses and sipping wine. Take me back to a truck bed in mid-July, where we lost more than sleep. The best summer of my life. Oh, take me back to those nights. Come on. Staying out way too late, drinking on your porch, stealing kisses and sipping wine. Take me back to a truck bed in mid-July, where we lost more than sleep. The best summer of my life. Oh, take me back to those nights. And take me back to those nights. Back when you were mine. Smell of burning leaf fills the autumn breeze. The October wind is a memory. The cool air on my face, I'm in a better place. You're carving a pumpkin next to me. Now sitting at a table for two, you come in and walk back through the swinging doors of my life. You say hi and you sit right down, and my head is spinning around. You sip your cup of coffee and you smile. And you know exactly what to do. You'll just bat your eyes, and I'll just play the fool. Like the leaves on the tree, I'll take the fatal leap of faith. Once I feel your touch on my skin, and as I float onto the ground, I'll watch my world come crashing down, and say that this time is the last time I'll let you in. But I know it'll be the same when the fall comes around again. You say you've changed somehow, that you really need me now. I've heard your story 1,000 times. I say no, but you insist. You know I can't resist. as you took me into the bed of your life. I already gave you everything, but you play with my heart like you got it on the string. Like the leaves on the trees, I'll take the fade or leave the faith. Once I feel your touch on my skin, as I float onto the ground, I watch my world come crashing down and say that this time is the last time I let you in. But I know it'll be the same when the fall comes around again. When the fall comes round again. One of these days I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I'll defy the fall, but right now it's too late. Like the leaves on the trees, I'll take the fade or leave the fade. Once I feel your touch on my skin, as I float onto the ground, I watch my world come crashing down and say that this time is the last time that you win. But I know it'll be the same when the fall comes around again. When the fall comes around again.
All right, we're back on the air. I got to do some things for Bill McDonald here. He is the owner of XERS, and he'll be down at the Phoenix tonight. He's doing an open jam, so if you're out and about, head down to the Phoenix. No Radio Classics tonight. That'll be back on next week. And then I got the calendar for Thursday. That's tonight. Cheers will have Shallow Side. 5-Star Dive Bar will have Open Stage Singer-Writer Night. Friday, January 9th, Phoenix will have Members Only returns. 5-Star will have Blammo, and Cheers Pub will have Toga Party with Milligan's Island. I'm sure Tom will be there for that. Saturday, January 10th, Phoenix will have High Five. 5-Star Dive Bar will have The Recent, and Cheers will have the DJ Dance Party. So, good weekend ahead, something to go out for in the cold weather and be all set. So I want to get back, Mark, as we talked through Zach's songs, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, who now would you recommend the book to?
I really think this book would set a tone for, young teens to older teens. As soon as I read the book, I called Tom right away, and I told him I want several more copies. And I know several kids out there that they're not necessarily bullied or anything, but yet the biggest thing is, I was never bullied myself, and I never bullied others. But yet, going to school, kids are mean sometimes. And I've seen bullying, and yet stand by and do nothing about it.
That's a good point.
So I thought, if nothing else, these children might not be bullied, but yet I give away some of these for Christmas presents. I even give some to moms. And I think if a kid would read this book and really get inspired by it, maybe they will stand up for another child that's getting bullied.
Well, and even stand up for themselves. Again, it's a book about your self-worth and self-esteem.
Exactly.
And how many books are really out there doing that with kids? I mean, really.
I don't know, really. I don't know how many's out there, but this book was just such an incredible book for a positive attitude. And I think I even gave one to my brother, and he's older than me yet, too. So why not?
Well, great. Thank you, Mark. Well, Tom is saying he has got a message on Facebook. So, Tom, what do we got here?
Well, it's kind of ironic because I was going to bring this issue up already, but a person I just sold the book to named Takira, she works at the Elkhart Truth. And I just happened to go in there to drop off a book to Bill Beck, the sports editor, to see if I can somehow get some kind of publicity. And so I dropped off the book, and then she liked it, and she bought it. And through different circumstances, I had to go back today to talk to her. And I asked her point blank, is there anybody I can talk to about publicizing my book signing that I have coming at Mumphy Books in Concord Mall, January 17th. What a plug that was. Anyway, so she went back and talked to somebody, and then I was brought back to talk to this gentleman for a few minutes, and then he in turn turned me over to one of the reporters. And so we went into one of the rooms and we talked for about a half hour, and she had her computer and laptop, and basically it was an interview. It was unplanned. It was everything that happened today. I'm telling you, it was a God thing, because if I hadn't gone over there today to talk to Takira, at least this situation wouldn't have happened. But it goes back to taking the effort and not worrying about what happens. To just open my mouth and I said what I said. And this is the result, and I was told that the article will be in the Elkhart Truth tomorrow. So, it's one of those special things that happens, and I have to Kira to thank for that. She is an awesome person. And the neatest part about this whole thing, I think I mentioned it last month, was I am able to talk to people and talk about the book, and I ended up making new friends. And I'm hoping that in the future I'll be able to talk to Takira and anybody else, for that matter, that knew that I saw the book to, because that's what I get so jazzed about, is just meeting new people and having this book have an impact on them.
Well, and Tom, too. I mean, even when we first met, it was a conversation. It wasn't you were talking at me like, hey, this is the book, this is what's it about. We had a conversation back and forth. And I think that's a gift you have with people, that really people always want to have as a conversation. They don't want to be talked to, they want to be talked with. And I think that's great. You had that with her and with everybody. I mean, it really is special with it. You also had WNIT today.
Yeah, with Experience Mishawaka on TV. And I tell you what, I'm trying not to be nervous about certain things and trying to, get out of my comfort zone. But being on TV for the first time, that was a treat. And talking to Gordy Young couldn't have been any more accommodating to me. He was incredible. He just said, we're just going to have a conversation, and we did. But we'll see how it comes out. The interview is going to be on Experience Mishawaka. What I was told, not tomorrow night, but the following Friday night. It'll be on TV. But if you can't see it on TV, you can't DVR. You can check it on experiencemishawaka.org.
Will you have it on your Facebook page, you think, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have it on my Facebook page, and I'll see how it works out. I'm still learning certain things about how to market. But it goes with me networking myself, pretty much. And I've for the past couple days, I've networked with a couple authors, established authors, who have kind of gave me some guidelines and things I need to work on. And I'm going to implement them, and we'll see how that works out.
Is that something you could talk about here, just a little bit of what they told you? Or?
Well, I'm doing a lot of things that they were doing. I'm doing a lot of things that they have been doing, but I don't really want to go into it until I actually physically do it and then see the results. But there's a lot of things that I can do to branch out on the things I've been doing already.
So you just set up another radio show. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing here.
We got 2 minutes left before more Zach DuBois, but we were talking, too, about public speaking down the road. What's going with that?
Well, I've been my goal about this whole thing is to get the message out. It's twofold, basically. It's talking about the anti-bullying, obviously. But more importantly, I want to be able to get a message of what Mark was saying about building people up, building their self-esteem up through the core values that are in the book.
And what are those again?
It's sacrifice, integrity, respect, responsibility, and courage. All those core values that everyone should live by anyway. But it's something that I think the kids need to hear. And I think by me doing any kind of public speaking, whether it's in schools or church groups, pretty much anywhere, I would be pleased beyond anything I could even imagine to be able to get this message out somehow.
Would you do it via the book? I mean, would you be reading excerpts from the book, you think, or would it be something new you'd be putting together with the public speaking?
It'd be something new. I mean, obviously I put the elements of the book in there somewhere because, it's different. I don't want to go into some place and just say, I'm here to talk about bullying and all that sort of stuff. Because I'm not an expert on it, but I've researched a lot of it. But I want to make sure that I'm able to provide hope for a lot of these people.
What is bullying? I mean, you've done some research. I mean, we got about a minute left, but in a word or two, what would you say bullying? Because it's probably been around forever, hasn't it? I mean,
well, yeah, I was bullied 50 years ago.
That is forever.
Why? Thank you.
One in.
So the thing is, the whole point is I was bullied 50 years ago. Bullying still goes on today, and bullying will still go on after I die. So, but it's basically you're tearing people down to the core, whether it's physically or emotionally.
For what we got Zach DuBois coming up here, accidentally drunk again, and Southern Belle, Iconic Radio. We'll be right back with you.
Too. Oh, but I can't go too hard tonight, 'cause tomorrow I got some things to do. Yeah, I see that girl across the room, and I wanna have a good time, it's true. I guess one drink never killed nobody, but one drink always leads to two. Now I'm out here on the dance floor, singing all my favorite songs. And a few shots later, I'm hitting on a stranger, and pretty soon dance floor, singing all my favorite songs. And a few shots later, I'm hitting on some stranger, and pretty soon we'll be heading home. And I'm sitting on the stool, going on and on, while the room spins around and around. It started off with a drink and a few good friends, and now I'm accidentally drunk again. Yeah, I'm drunk again. It looks like I'm accidentally drunk again. South of the Mason-Dixon, I was hoping to find the answer to my prayers and waiting for me. On the other side, I was chasing a dream to play and sing. But Lord have mercy, did my life change when I caught sight of that blonde-haired beauty staring back at me. She was sweet tea sipping in her sundress, dancing around, her hair was a mess. Her pretty blue eyes made my heart melt. Raised in Dixie and washed in the blood, with long tan legs, what's not to love? Driving a back road with a rebel yell. All the answer to my prayers was a Southern belle. Slight drawl from her soft lips, she smiled and said, hey, I'm Elizabeth. It was the prettiest name that I'd heard before. Man, she lit up my world with a laugh and a smile, and her down-home charm was driving me wild. I wasn't sure just what I felt, but I knew that I wanted more of the sweet tea sipping in her sundress, dancing around, her hair was a mess. Her pretty blue eyes made my heart melt. Raised in Dixie and washed in the blood, with her long tan legs, what's not to love? Driving a back road with a rebel yell. All the answer to my prayers was a Southern belle. I'm in Indiana, boy, on a Tennessee night, with this Georgia peach laying by my side, looking up to the sky and thanking my lucky stars. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Sweet tea sipping in her sundress, dancing around, her hair was a mess. Her pretty blue eyes made
right, we're back on the air here, Iconic Radio. Again, Thomas Russell and Mr. Mark Bennett on the show tonight on a cold winter night. Again, for Bill, Thursday night at Cheers will be Shallow Side. 5-Star Dive Bar will have open stage singer-writer night. Friday night, the 9th, Phoenix will have members only returns. 5-Star Dive Bar will have Blammo. Cheers Pub will have a toga party with Milligan's Island. And, of course, Saturday night, the Phoenix will have High Five. 5-Star will have the Recent. And Cheers will have the DJ Dance Party. And I want to give a shout-out to John. Always appreciate it, John. And, of course, to Brenda down at the cafe. She made some chicken and dumpling soup along with homemade chili, and she stayed open tonight even in the cold weather. And April's there, too. So if you're out and about, all you snowplowers, come on down to the cafe. Well, I want to get back, Tom, real quick. There's some more people on Facebook that have sent you messages. What do you got here?
I've got one from Dawn Eakins Nelson. She said, just listen to the last few minutes. Great job, great message. You're getting out to so many. We all need to remember the core values you talked about.
All right. We talked, too, even before the show. I wanted you to read a little bit excerpt of the book. So if you got something there, why don't we take it away with that?
Okay, I'm just going to give a little bit of premise ahead of time. It's about Charlie having an issue with one of his classmates who had committed suicide. But he was remembering his story he heard that kind of put everything in perspective. About a kid who was walking home from school. One day he dropped his books, and another kid saw it, and he went over there to help him pick up the books. And so he had a connection with him, and from all the way from middle school through high school, they bonded, they became best of friends. And then the kid who dropped the book, or his books, he ended up being a valedictorian. And this is what his speech was. I'm going to be completely honest with all of you, the student said, being very solemn. I shouldn't be standing here today talking with you. It's not because I didn't earn my way up here. I did. I worked hard for this day. I'm here because one certain individual decided to help me pick up my books after I dropped them on the ground way back in middle school days. That may seem like some inconsequential thing to most of you, but you see, that day I had decided to commit suicide when I got home. That day I was fed up with life because I wasn't doing well in school, and my classmates made fun of me all the time. That day I had absolutely no will to live. In general, my life sucked. But that one particular day when I felt like I couldn't deal with it anymore, that boy saved my life. He didn't realize what he did for me. In fact, I never told him, or anybody else for that matter, what I intended to do that day after school. He never questioned why I was crying because he somehow understood what I was going through without asking me. From that time forward, we developed a bond that will never be broken. The moral of the story is this, ladies and gentlemen and fellow graduates. Don't be fooled by outward appearances of people you come in contact with. You may think that they have their act together with the things they have or the things they do or say, but everyone in all walks of life carry their own baggage. If you want to know what's really going on in someone's mind, get to know that person. I mean, really get to know that person. And when you do, even with all the opposition from your family or friends who tell you not to be friends with someone like that, you will discover what I was going through. Chances are there might be someone like me on that potentially fatal day who might look like they have it together, but in reality they just can't take life anymore. So I can't thank my best friend enough for saving my life that day. In essence, your genuine compassion for me showed your true character. You will be rewarded manyfold as your life progresses.
Well, what did you think of that excerpt?
That was a powerful story.
Yes.
That could happen, probably daily in schools around the area. You never know what a person's going through, what their home life's like. You just don't know what they're up to. And I was always joking around as a kid, the class clown, and I've had some down days because I was just such a shy person. I couldn't talk to girls. I was just so paranoid. And like I said, it wasn't until actually there's this really hot girl that invited me to church with her in high school. And that's when I went basically going to her church youth group brought me out of my shell. And I'm forever grateful for that. And now my wife can't shut me up, so there you are.
Yeah. Oh, so that was her. Oh, you put her name in already. You're right, Mark, because that's one thing that I try to do as much as possible is try to say something nice to someone as much as I can in any given situation, because like I said in the book and what you said, you don't know what the person's going through. Just a little thing that I do every Lent, instead of giving up something for Lent, what I do for those 40 days is contact someone through via text or Facebook or whatever, and I'll say something personal and nice to that person on that day. And quite frequently, I'll get a message back from somebody who says, I needed to hear that day. I needed to hear that because my day was things are not going well for me, or whatever the situation is. So that's why I was trying to relate in the book. You have to find a way to say something nice to somebody. You'd be amazed at what kind of reaction you get.
Well, and Mark said, too, about children matter, but everyone matters. And I think with those, what the book talks about, the 5 core values, if you instill that in you, everyone matters. It's a part of it. And, I got stories, too, of growing up with, me being down and people that brought me back up, and hopefully I did that with people too. But I don't think it's something you can even think about. I'm going to do it. You just got to be in that position with everyone you meet. Show them respect, and it goes with that. But that really did bring a tear to my eye when I read it the first time. I mean, it was really emotional of how important everyone is to everyone else. Even a simple thing as helping someone, pick up his books. You don't know. So you should always believe that you do matter to everyone you do meet.
Yeah, in fact, sometimes I'll reread the book and certain sections of it, and I get emotional when I read it. Not because I wrote it, it's because it's just a weird feeling, because the message I put in there, it reflects on me. If I have a bad day, and I sometimes I do, obviously everyone has a bad day, but when I go through the excerpt about the barber talking about responsibility, you have a bad day, it's your choice whether you react positively or negatively about it. If there's a situation that you need to get corrected, are you going to wallow in self-pity, or are you going to try to find a solution? So those are the kind of things I put in the book that have an effect on me. So I can almost imagine how it affects other people.
And it's important, like you said, if you have a good attitude, everyone around you will get on that attitude. Just like, if you're bullying, a bad attitude, everyone will do that. And it's, like you said, attitude is everything with it. And that's what I enjoyed about the book, too. You give insight of how to have a good attitude through many situations. I don't know, how many chapters is there in the book?
Good question. I think there's 17.
But every chapter has a situation
16.
in life that you would meet someone, which I liked about it. It wasn't just, 5 chapters of the same thing. Where any one of us, if we're on that road, would have that same situation. And it was a positive result, what you had from it with it.
Yeah, I agree. I had to do something different. The original thought was I was going to have one person who had a different, how would I say this? They looked different, basically. They like Pops McGillicuddy was for sacrifice, and then that character would end up being somebody for integrity, but the same person, but he would look different and he would act different. So, but I decided to scratch that and try to have different characters involved.
Well, that's great. Hey, we're about out of time for a little more Zach DuBois. 2 more songs, Home to Me and Missing You. This is Iconic Radio.
There's a little white house off County Road 3, and that will always be home to me. Yeah, on that 40-acre farm, I learned so much how to kiss, how to pray, and how to cuss. In this life, I've traveled everywhere. Florida's coast smells of Rocky Mountain air. I've seen it all, but nothing can compare to the beauty that I see when you are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. There ain't a prettier scene in this world I know than on a hot summer night when the sun sinks low. All those purples and reds fill that western sky. Sitting on the porch, we watch the world pass by. In this life, I've traveled everywhere. Florida's coast, smell the Rocky Mountain air. I've seen it all, but nothing can compare to the beauty that I see when you are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. Sweat and tears, I'm proud to say that my home is right here. No, we ain't got a lot of money, but we're rich in love, and we place our faith in God above. In this life, I've traveled everywhere. Florida's coast, smell the Rocky Mountain air. Nothing can compare to the beauty that I see. You are next to me on that little piece of heaven off County Road 3. There's a little white house off County Road 3 that will always be home to me. It's 2:30 on a Tuesday night and I can't sleep. I feel so alone. Empty bed in an empty room, an empty bottle of red wine, and I'm missing you. I'm just missing you. I keep going back to all the tears I made you shed, wishing I was back with you. I keep going back to all the words I never said, but I can't go back to you. Memories you used to be at the bottom of the bottle come out to haunt me, but your ghost ain't what I need. Broken past, cut deeper than broken glass, and I'm still missing you. I keep going back to all the tears I made you shed, wishing I was back with you. I keep going back to all the words I never said, but I can't
All right, we're back on. We just got the last segment to go here. Appreciate all you listeners being involved here. Of course, with Tom Russell and Mark Bennett. Tom, during Zach's songs we were talking about, what do you have coming up? You know, for the book and for other, I know you got some book signings coming up too.
Right. I'm going to be at Mumphy Books at Concord Mall, January 17th from 1 to 4. And then January 24th, the following Saturday, I'm going to be at the one and only Iconic Cafe.
That's right.
And we haven't determined the time, but it'll be probably during lunchtime. And then on February 6th, I'll be at Better World Books in Goshen during their first Fridays. And I had talked to the gentleman, the marketing guy at Barnes & Noble, and we're going to be setting up either March or April during their book fair and do a book signing there. So, yeah, that's going to happen. And the thing that I decided to do is be a little thinking outside the box and unorthodox. You know, I talked about doing things that normally you wouldn't see. Is I'm going to different retail establishments, Martin's being one of them, Mark. What I want to do is I want to do the book signing at an establishment, and in the process, I'm going to give a portion of my proceeds to a charity of their choice or a charity of my choice. And it's a win-win situation for everybody, I believe, because it's not about the money like I talked about before. It's about making an impact, and I want to get this book in the hands of so many different people, and for the right reasons, not because I want to sell a bunch of books, because no writer should write a book just to see how much money they can make, because they want to be read, basically. So that's what I want to do with a retail establishment is try to set it up. And I've already contacted a couple of them. There's some interest, but I didn't want to speak too much on that until I start seeing results. But if there's anybody out there locally here that they have a business and they think that we can work together, you can email me at tarussellauthor@gmail.com.
And you got two Facebook sites now. What one's yours and what's the other one?
Well, it's an author site. Again, I'm no techie, and my original intention was just to have the author site so I can put in excerpts of the book and just different things that are going on. It's not the most ideal situation, but I decided to do something like that, try something different.
Hey, you talked about charities too. What would be some of your charities for the book?
Well, I would like to be able to put money back into 5 Star Life, because this book would never have happened without 5 Star Life at all. So I want to be able to give back to all the things they've given back to me. And the other charity I would like to do is, and I'm still working with this, is the national organization, one of the national organizations for anti-bullying. It's called Pacer Center. So those are two of them that I want to work with. But if there is a business out there that wants to donate my proceeds to their charity of choice, I'm totally on board with that. So,
well, great. Well, Pacer Center, is it PACER Center?
Right. And
like .com, they can look up their website if people are interested in that.
I'm not really sure, but just type in Pacer Center and it'll come up. And it just has a bunch of different things on there that I was very intrigued by it. So I just recently contacted them via email, so I haven't heard anything back just yet. But and if it's not them, I'll do some other organization that involves anti-bullying. So it's a huge issue that needs to be addressed. Like I said before, it's never going to stop. So you have to find a way that to, like I said, build the kid up, basically, to not show the bully that you have the weakness.
Correct. Where can they buy your books too? You got different outlets now.
You can buy them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the retail establishment in Mishawaka at University Park Mall. But you can get it on Amazon, and it was really strange that I decided to type in "Finding New True North: A Bullied Teen's Journey of Hope." I Googled it, and I just happened to look at all the websites that actually have that, and I found New Zealand, Australia, France, I guess it was Israel, because I really didn't understand. I saw Japanese, the UK. I mean, there were just a bunch of them, and that's what my publisher had established. He was able to get all those books in all these different countries. So it's great to have there, but I don't have any way to know if they're being sold on there just yet. But it's just really interesting how this whole publishing business works.
Is it an ebook too? I haven't asked you that yet, but like you can get it on a Nook or whatever.
Yeah, you can get on the Nook, you can get on the Kindle. It's on Amazon. You can get on the paperback, hardback, the ebook, and they're in the process of working on doing an audiobook with it. That takes a little bit of doing because you have to do a lot of things behind the scenes to get it done. So obviously, that's later on down the road.
Would you be the one doing the audio part of it?
Are you kidding me?
Well, you got the voice.
Well, yeah. No, they have some celebrities. Oh, stop. Yeah. No, there's somebody they have to do it. My publisher's down in Houston, but at this point, I wouldn't have any objections going down to Houston, even though there's probably 20 degrees down there right now.
Oh, definitely. Mark, you brought up something about hot dog carts.
Right. That's actually the profession I chose. About 4 years ago, I quit my job and started selling hot dogs in the downtown business district of South Bend.
Now, what's that like? Did you have to get like a certificate to be able to do that?
I had to jump through a few hoops to get all my permits in line, and the city permits, the Board of Health permits, and a restaurant license, and be certified food handler, and the whole bit.
Okay. All right. Where are you located at when you're out there? Or do you move around? Is it...
Mostly, I am right in front of the courthouse on Main Street.
No kid. So you get quite a few
and that is my spot, and I renew it every year, and I'm there from 10 to 3.
Okay.
Monday through Thursday through the summer, and then every Friday I'm at the Morris Civic, where they have what they call Friday at the Fountain.
Yeah, that's right.
So they have live music and a couple other food vendors as well down there.
Right. Well, you talked about, too, you wanted Tom's book to be out there. You could sell it on the cart.
Right. I thought I'd just have a couple. I mean, downtown, every week I have a new issue. It's not really an issue I have to deal with, but there's always somebody coming. They're from all walks of life. I got doctors, lawyers, bankers, everybody, all the way down to homeless people. There's people just coming in and out of the courtroom, and there's people that will just sit there for an hour and a half, and they are just lonely. They've been through all kinds of situations you just don't know, and they just want somebody to talk to. They're down and out. They're just depressed. So every week I do have it. I feel like I'm sometimes a bartender without the booze, where I just sit there and listen, and I'm a friend to them. And I thought, I have a lot of inner city children that are probably out and about. Their parents are coming to the hot dog cart. They're just a wide variety. So I'm going to have the book probably for sale on my cart, probably for the same price I pay for it. But I will probably give several copies away to people who need an uplift. Hey, this is a friend of mine. He wrote this book. Why don't you read it?
Well, I think that's great. And you're right. It is a very uplifting book. Well, we got about a minute left, and then we'll finish off with one more Zach DuBois song. And again, Zach is your cousin, correct?
Correct.
And he's down in Nashville now working on a record contract?
Well, I don't know. He's just basically trying to get out there and put his name out there, and he's been real successful doing that. So he needs to go where he needs to get discovered. So it's working out for him.
Well, and you said, too, we might be able to have him on the show here if he comes back, which would be fantastic.
Zach, if you're listening, we would be more than happy to have you.
Well, great. Again, Tom, can't thank you enough. We'll probably have Tom on again in probably a month or two. And, Mark, you're more than welcome to come back, too. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.
And, again, this was great coming here on such blizzard conditions, but it was fantastic. So, all right, we'll end up with one more song by Zach DuBois, and we'll see you next week on Iconic Radio. Yes.
I was 21, just having fun, not a care in the world. My whole life revolved around cold drinks and hot girls. On Friday nights at Finney's and six-pack Saturdays, getting rowdy at a tailgate for the football game. college town in the fall, and I was having myself a ball, yeah. Raising hell, drinking way too much with all my friends. No, in the morning we'd be doing it all again, 'cause that hair of the dog was the best. After a long hard night we drink beer for breakfast. Yeah, we did. Well, I said I was a student, but I never went to class. To this day I still don't know how the hell I ever passed. Doing most of my learning in night school at a bar, writing songs instead of papers, I was playing my guitar. I majored in Jim Beam, living young and wild and free, yeah. Raising hell, drinking way too much with all my friends. No, in the morning we'd be doing it all again, 'cause that hair of the dog was the best. After a long hard night we drink beer for breakfast. Man, those college years flew by way too fast. So when the football team's at home, I still go back. Raise some hell, drink way too much with my old friends. No, in the morning we'll be doing it all again. Raising hell, drinking way too much with my old friends. No, in the morning we'll be doing it all again. That hair of the dog is the best. You know the hair of the dog's still the best. After a long hard night we drink beer for breakfast. Beer for breakfast. Oh yeah, we drink beer for breakfast. Driving through these old rolling hills to the closest place to heaven I know. Heading north through Kentucky to the only place I'll ever call home. I'm leaving the bluegrass state behind, waiting for me on the other side. Feels like a long lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Times I feel just like I'm James Dean, out on the road, chasing a dream. But now I've returned to where my home fires burn, and I never want to leave. Back to the place where I fields of corn and soybeans, small family farms, kids playing basketball, hoop on a red barn. Cranking up John Mellencamp on I-65, I'm heading to my small town. This Hoosier state feels like a long lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Oh, Indiana. Driving across that Ohio River to the closest place to heaven I know. Searching for direction, I'm at a fork in the road. My future lies in front of me. Which way am I supposed to go? I could settle down, maybe start a family. But for now I'll take this old guitar and keep on writing songs to sing. It's the path less traveled, some say it's a mistake. But this journey to my future is mine to take. Might be a dead end road or the path to my dreams. Unless I go, I'll never find out where it leads. Use the music as a compass for the map in my soul. I know that I'm heading towards a destination unknown. I ain't got no money to my name, no fortune or fame, but I'll wear this smile across my face, so to me it's all the same. And I've got friends up in Chicago, chasing paper dreams. But me, I chase this open road tonight in Tennessee. Yeah, I'm a modern day drifter, a vagabond king. But there's a wayfaring stranger who's got a song to sing. Might be a dead end road or the path to my dreams. Unless I go, I'll never find out where it leads. Use the music as a compass for the map in my soul. I know that I'm heading towards a destination unknown. Taking a pen, starting a new chapter. Yeah, tomorrow's a blank page. Tonight I'm singing for a couple of strangers. Hoping someday I'll be playing on a bigger stage. I'll be a dead end road or the path to my dream. Unless I go, I'll never find out where it leads. Use the music as a compass for the map in my soul. I know that I'm heading towards, you know I'm heading towards a destination unknown. A destination unknown. Oh yeah. was the 1st of May when I first met you on a late spring night. And jasmine filled the air. Your silhouette in the crowded room as the moonlight came down and danced upon your hair. That's when fate stepped in and the best of my life began. And God sent me an angel to answer my prayers, and I found my future. When I caught your stare, I knew my searching was over for the rest of my life. 'Cause I saw forever in your eyes. Here I stand on this altar now. You're walking down the aisle. Most beautiful sight a man can see. Trying to hide my tears, I take your hand in mine as your dad gives you me. In a flowing dress of white, you're gonna be my wife. 'Cause God sent me an angel to answer my prayers, and I found my future. When I caught your stare, I knew my searching was over for the rest of my life. 'Cause I saw forever in your eyes. I see babies, a new family, and your wrinkled hands in mine. Together for all time. God sent me an angel to answer my prayers, and I found my future. When I caught your stare, I knew my searching was over for the rest of my life. 'Cause I saw forever